Hey everybody, Mark here at 8 Minute Axe. If you'd like to know whether or not you're still a beginner guitar player or if you've mastered the basics, watch this video. I'm going to give you a quick quiz that will better help you answer that question. Now before you hit me with a comment about how you don't define yourself, how I shouldn't define you, or that I shouldn't put labels on guitar proficiency, let me say this. I understand that terms like beginner or intermediate are highly subjective and really totally arbitrary. That being said, my experience as a YouTuber has allowed me to interact with thousands of guitar players all over the world. And like it or not, this is the lexicon that most guitar players use to define themselves and other players. I think that you can turn it into something positive and motivating. I can't tell you how many guitar players I know that don't have any goals, short or long term. Practice consists of endless noodling or playing the same 5 songs over and over. I thought it would be fun to review the basic fundamentals in a quiz format. I'm confident that 95% of you will agree that these are the must-know basics for a guitar player. Now this quiz applies primarily to rock, pop, and country guitar players. If you're a classical player, one of the fundamentals is going to be the rest stroke. And if you're a fingerstyle player, you're going to need to learn alternating bass. These are not prerequisites for the rock, pop, country guitarist. With that final disclaimer, here's my quiz. Number 1, I'm going to call the very basics. You should know how to hold a guitar. You should know how to hold a pick, and you should be able to name each of the parts of the guitar. The nut, the bridge, the sound hole, the neck, the body, the fretboard, the frets, the tuning pegs. Number 2, you should be able to tune a guitar. Now nobody expects you to be able to tune with a tuning fork anymore, but you should know how to use a tuner, and you should be able to get the guitar relatively in tune with itself by using the 5th fret method. That's where you match the 5th fret of the 6th string with the 5th string open, the 5th fret of the 5th string with the 4th string open, the 5th fret of the 4th string with the 3rd string open, the 4th fret of the 3rd string with the 2nd string open, and the 5th fret of the 2nd string with the 1st string open. I promise you being able to do this will come in handy at a party when somebody hands you the out-of-tune guitar sitting in the corner and says, "Here Mark, play something." Number 3, fretboard knowledge. You should be able to name the open strings. E, A, D, G, B, and E. You should also be able to name the notes at the 3rd, 5th, and 7th fret of the 6th and 5th string respectively. G, A, B, C, D, E. They're alphabetical, so it shouldn't be that hard. Number 4, theory. Now this is a sticky subject. I know there's a lot of debate on how much theory you should know or shouldn't know or need to know. I believe that you should know that in Western music, there are 12 notes. The notes are named after the first 7 letters of the alphabet and are as follows: A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F sharp, G, and G sharp. Each note is 1/2 step or 1 semitone away from the next note, and on the guitar, 1/2 step equals 1 fret. You should also know that the notes always occur in the same order. And that brings me to number 5, chords. You should know most of the open chords, including A minor, A7, C, C7, D, D minor, D7, E, E minor, E7, G, G7, and you should be able to squeeze out the dreaded F chord without too much chuck on that 1st string. You should also be able to switch between some of these chords smoothly, like G to C to D, or E to A to D to A. You should be working on that and have some proficiency at it. You should also know the 6-string root major and minor bar chords, that they're based on the E shape. This is a G, and this is a G minor. Now you may not be able to play these chords cleanly yet, but you should be working on them. Number 6, scales. You should be able to play the 1st position minor pentatonic scale. We'll play it in A minor. You should also be able to play at least 1 major scale somewhere on the guitar, like C major, or G major, Even better if you can go a second octave. Number 7, rhythm. You should be able to count 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You should be practicing with a metronome and have some general idea of how to keep time. And you should know at least one strum pattern. Here's a popular one. Number 8, riffs and repertoire. You should be able to play at least 5 single note riffs. It could be as complex as, or as simple as, you should be able to play the main chord progression of at least 5 songs. Something like, both the chords and the rhythm. Or, and you should be able to play at least 3 songs in their entirety. And that's it. Based on my 25 years of teaching, if you've mastered or you're close to mastering these 8 skills, then in my opinion, you're ready to move to phase 2, or whatever you want to call it. I leave that to you. I realize that everybody has a slightly different view of what's important and what's not. If you enjoyed the video or at least got something out of it, please hit the like button. And if you've made it this far and you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Most importantly, have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.